Hey Aquarius, this is your July reading. I'm reading today the 15th and the moon is in Aquarius with Saturn right now. That's more of a serious tone to the day, and as I see recently, the energy you're coming into July with is the Three of Swords. It makes me think that at the start of the month or at the end of June even, there were some issues around trust and there were perhaps feelings of betrayal. You also could have felt, in a sense, alienated. And I think if the theme of alienation is what's coming through for me most strongly, the Four of Pentacles is reversed at the bottom of the deck. People sort of blocking, or you feel like there's a wall around you and people that maybe you were close to at one point. The Eight of Cups is something that shifted around the 13th, 14th of July, just around that Capricorn full moon, right before it moved into Aquarius a couple days ago. There is something about a shift in energy, and in actual fact, through this feeling of alienation, you're more encouraged to go find a deeper sense of connection elsewhere with different types of people, or you're at least starting to shift your awareness just now, recently, after the full moon, I think, to what is like a possible for you now, what you're receiving, what you're drawn towards, where you do have really lasting and real connections that you value and you feel valued in. Towards the end of July, you're picking up a lot of speed. I'm going to start pulling some more cards and going deeper into these situations, but the Six of Wands tells me that you're picking up a lot of speed and headed towards success towards the end of the month. The Six of Wands is talking about victory, recognition, feeling more confident and feeling less like the Three of Swords energy of recent weeks and perhaps last month, where there was even some sort of a revelation that made you feel, maybe it was felt shitty, maybe you felt betrayed, maybe you just felt left out, but through a realization you've gained a lot more inner confidence and really a higher sort of self-esteem overall. Let's see, so a couple things dropped here. Right, the Six of Swords and the Strength card in reverse. So Aquarius, there was this is a sign of weakness, right? The Strength card. I feel like there's a certain amount of pettiness involved here. There's pettiness comes up with the Strength card in reverse, and perhaps you moving on from, or feeling like even more relieved that you don't have to put up with something that's petty and fake. And you do feel more called towards realer, truer connections recently, all across the board. If this is referring to a falling out of love with a creative project or a job or career path, there is something that tells me that it isn't just, to be seen as a setback, or you in the Strength card in reverse, if this is coming through around like a career or a passion project or something that you had invested time in, it seems like you could be beating yourself up and like in negative self-talk, like, oh, well, you should have persevered longer, you're not strong enough, you're weak. The Six of Swords would tell me that there's already an inclination that where you're headed towards is something that's more peaceful. Dealing with the alienation / personal situation or lack of trust or breaking of trust recently, the Six of Swords would be here to say that there is an advantage in taking the high road and rising above anything petty. I would like to go a little deeper into the Three of Swords. How did that situation play out for you, and what was revealed to you in the Three of Swords? In a sense, you may even be happy that you know that now. Not saying at the time the revelation was necessarily easy. Ten of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups. So maybe Aquarius, you had been so busy, the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, that there was a slight lapse, or you had to drop some of your commitments. Your priorities were jumbled up and you couldn't really attend to everything. When the Ten of Wands is upright, it's almost like we're about to take on too much if we were to try and pick up anything else. sometimes this is even enough. Okay, in reverse, it tells me that you're reprioritizing, or you've surrendered and let go of things that maybe aren't important. And maybe that's what the deeper message around the Eight of Cups it's actually leading to. It's saying through that revelation there has been a recent shift for you, and it maybe points you in the direction towards where there is a greater sense of fulfillment. The Seven of Cups and the Ten of Wands, something got kind of messy emotionally. There was a mistake that was made, human error, Freudian slip. I'm talking like some sort of a faux pas or something that was miscalculated, and it ended up just looking it looked worse than it was maybe, or you was very confusing. You didn't really know what was going on, I have a sense. Let's have a look at July. So you seem to be on a perhaps just kind of soul mission at the moment, headed towards something where you feel intuitively called down this avenue. And I do see a greater shift around that full moon energy. And even now with the moon in Aquarius, with Saturn, there's an ability to look a little more long term. The Queen of Swords and the Temperance card. All right, so there is an ascension involved with the Temperance card. There is also this King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's somebody, let's say, looking in on, or kind of, you do see them as, whether this is totally physical or metaphysical, some kind of a guide, or somebody that takes you under their wing, so to speak, and supports you, cares about you. They're looking in on this situation, and it seems like there's a desire for people to, or even your ancestors or your guides or your highest self in this Queen of Swords, air sign expression, like the highest, most clear and in tune version of yourself, the one that makes all the highest and best choices for themselves. You've kind of got a direct channel to something at the moment, and wherever your intuition is leading you, Aquarius, it seems like it's a fulfilling road to follow. The Queen of Swords and the Temperance card, I also get the sense that people are rooting for you to ascend in terms of like-minded connections and feeling a part of a greater sense of an uplifting community or people that you're around, be that in work, be that in your hobbies and in your social life or your personal life. It's almost like your vibe is hiring and you are feeling this clear channel to kind of ascend and let go of a lot of bullshit. And the Temperance card could also be about like this, we've got the vertical sword pointing up here, we've got this triangle pointing up, spirit on the Temperance card. So we're thinking about ascending and lightening the load, and that's even what that Ten of Wands in reverse talks about, lightening the load. Yeah, like moving on, letting stuff go, perhaps easier, especially the noise, the bullshit, the confusion, illusion, and deceptfulness of sometimes the Seven of Cups. All is not what it seems with the Seven of Cups. So you're kind of seeing past that, and be that in your relationships or just your relationship with the outside world. What else is coming through for you, Aquarius, in the month of July? This would be a great time to subscribe, like this video if it's resonating, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. I always read them. The Moon card coming through with the Tower card. So, two major arcana cards, but coming after the Temperance Ascension. This will not be a bother to you. The Temperance card suggests that the reason you're feeling called to kind of ascend or let go of a lot of confusion, insecurities, dead weight, or just things that are not comfortable for you to carry. You'll feel lighter, you'll feel more, basically the beauty of the Temperance card is external and inner harmony flowing as one, the internal harmony within you and the inner peace and balance and true connection to self begins to reflect in a harmonious way with the outside world. Hey, it's the physicists, the scientists, they're calling it energy and frequency. So it's all out there. The spiritualists have been calling it I don't know, vibes. I don't know what they've been calling it. Probably energy too, spirit. The collective subconscious, things like that. The Tower and the Moon card, things are beginning to unfold rapidly for you. Realizations are being made rapidly. There is change, there is perhaps chaos externally, but you've already mastered the internal. And the shift came around pursuing your intuition and wherever this Eight of Cups calling has been, leading you towards recently, essentially. The Moon card and the Tower. The Moon card, again, just this full moon energy, indicating to me, like the Eight of Cups that came through for you, that around the 13th, 14th, 15th, even today, before that, even while the moon was in Capricorn, that is just telling me that that's when the shift happened, the Tower. So there is a shift been made for you on some level. The Moon card does talk about the subconscious mind more so. So this shift could be happening subconsciously. 7 and 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The work and effort has been put in there, and you've already trusted enough in yourself and your abilities. So it does seem like this is a right time for you to be able to tune out, Temperance mode, a lot of this external confusion, chaos. Okay, the world is a crazy place right now, we know that, but we can always choose the frequency that we tune into. So the Six of Wands. All right, let's have a look at the Six of Wands. So moving on towards the end of July and heading into August, there's a real sense of momentum, like I said earlier, and just the recognition that you need from the right people in authority, people that you're looking to impress. That seems to be coming through. Page of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords and the Chariot card. You may find it hard to get a straight answer. Page of Pentacles is like shouting out into the void. Hello, I have my product, or like, can you reply to my email, or like, I need to pay you, or whatever, and you're not getting a response. And it just seems like with the Eight of Swords, something is tied up and it's hard to get direct answers from people towards the end of the month. It could be a go-ahead that you're looking for. Overall, the Chariot card and the Six of Wands here, as we can see these charging horses, right? And two very kind of formidable looking people here. This is for Cancer. This is associated, Cancer major arcana associated with Leo, Jupiter in Leo. We're making the shift on the 23rd. The sun will move from Cancer into Leo. The shift may really come around the 23rd. It could be before then that it's just hard to get a straight answer from people around what you need. Also, you may feel like your hands are tied on something, or your tongue is tied even. You can't express something, or you can't say something. There's a message that's trying to get out there and be delivered, but there does seem to be some sort of a restriction or some sort of a bind on it. But I think overall, because this was the card that first came through, of course that's going to be important to recognize that around maybe the 23rd, that's when the momentum is really getting going, and you can start to see that you're getting near the end. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Look deeper into a certain situation. I know it's not necessarily pleasant, but it's something that maybe you just have to be able to put to bed and like really stick the knife in, so to speak. But it does seem that you need to consider something at least one more time, like a final time, or just look at something that seems to be kind of defeated and figure out if there's any details you're missing. Just take what resonates and leaves the rest. Okay, so Chariot, Six of Wands. This is seeming like there's a success, progression, or some sort of achievement or recognition by the end of the month. How is that going to show up for Aquarius? And I'll leave you with this message. The Ace of Cups, beautiful, the Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So all of this like outpouring of emotion, it seems like the successes are perhaps on a very personal heart level, like a heartfelt level. The Ace of Cups with connections that are blossoming, there seems to be more and more success there. Maybe this is when you're starting to find or tune in deeper to the family, the chosen family, the bonds that we have with children, with relatives, with friends. It just seems to be a lot of success around harmony, love, and connection with people. It could be spending time with people, celebrations, enjoying life together, some belly laughs, just a jolly old fun time, okay? With your people that you love and make you feel good. Have a wonderful rest of July. I'll catch you again, Aquarius, when the sun moves into Leo. I'm going to record a love reading, and that will be on my Patreon, which I will leave in the description box and in the link.